It was always my heart fighting my head. I knew in my head I wanted to kill myself, but I knew in my heart I would hurt people. My name is Matt Hickey. I was hired in April of 1990. I retired in April of 2010. When I came out of the academy, I was assigned to the 19th for a couple of years. Then I went to the 7-7. After a few years in the 7-7, I was picked up by Bronx Narcotics to be an undercover. Around 1999, things got rough for me. I was on restricted duty for an injury. Before that, I was, like I said, in narcotics. I was doing very well, making overtime, making a lot of money. I couldn't afford the lifestyle I used to live, and I was kind of falling behind financially. And I was also nervous that, will I be put off the job 3/4 because of my injury? I didn't want to lose a job. I actually really enjoyed being an NYPD detective, being an NYPD cop. But every day I went to work, I hid it from everybody how bad I was doing. I would go home at night and cry before I went to bed, and I'd wake up crying that I woke up. At work, nobody knew what was going on because I didn't share with anybody. I was afraid to share with anybody because of that stigma. If you tell somebody, you're going to lose your job. When I was at that last moment when I finally said, I'm done, my head was winning. And there were days when I wanted to sit there with that gun in my hand on my couch in my basement apartment. My dog would walk up to me. And it was only that dog. I would look at that dog and say, who's going to take care of you? And that was the only thing that would stop me that day, and I'd fall asleep. I didn't even care anymore about how I would hurt my parents. That's how sick I was. That's a sick person. I'm not a weak person, and I don't think I ever was. Everybody has a couple of bad days. But when you put a bunch of bad days together, your body starts to change, your mind starts to change. One night I went to a wedding, and at this point, I was pretty much physically, financially, and emotionally broke. I was done. When I got home from that wedding, although I was drinking, it was probably one of my most clearest days. I got home and I started calling my family and telling them, everything's gonna be okay. I had to make a phone call to one guy, one man, my best friend growing up's father. While I was talking to him, he asked me, what are you doing? Do you want to hurt yourself? And I just broke down crying. I said, I can't do it anymore. I can't live anymore. My friend's father came and got me and brought me home. And we talked for a while. And he says, well, we need to get you some help. We need to call your job. And I was afraid to call the job. My last week was September 9th. That was a Sunday night. Monday, they took me out to that council. The papa came out and took my guns and shield. Tuesday, 9/11, I was supposed to meet with the people in charge of Papa in the city. And at the morning, I woke up. And I was still in my depression. It's still very out there. I mean, I was not me. I was just really just in a fog, And I got the phone call saying, obviously, you can't come in today. I'm like, well, what's going on? I didn't even turn on the TV yet. And they told me to turn on the TV. And I turned on the TV and I saw this planes crash into the building. I should be there. I worked in Manhattan South Narcotics at the time. I should be at those buildings helping people get out. Now I felt like a coward. My brother was in rescue in the fire department. He lost all his friends. It was embarrassing and rough. But even that, after I talked to guys, they're like, listen, don't be. There was nothing you could have done that day. What were you going to do? Stop the planes? You needed to get yourself better. Don't feel shame over that. You just get better. You get better and you come back and you'll be a help again. Things didn't change overnight. I didn't get money back in a bank account. I didn't get out of debt. I didn't get physically better overnight, but I got help and I progressed better. It took about 4 months. And then 4 months later, I came into the city and they said, you're going back to work. Today we're giving you back your gun and shield. The job stood by me. And you could talk to some of the guys I work with. If there was a candidate that the job would have been like, hey, why are we doing this? Just get rid of him. It was me. I had my command disciplines. I had my charges and specs. Everybody in the job stood by me. Guys welcomed me back to full duty. I got to go to good details. I got picked up for the hostage negotiation team. I got to retire with my full pension. I bought a house. I got married. All wonderful things happened to me because I survived this time in my life. But it's only because I survived this time in my life and I got the help I needed. Let's stop telling each other, well, if you go get help, you're going to get hurt. Let's start telling each other, listen, let's get each other help. Let's help each other. It's the only thing that's going to help. The only way you're going to change is get rid of that stigma that if you ask for help, the job's going to screw you.